for Jeff Goldin.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, great. Listen, if I seem a little excited, I just got some great news right before I came up here. I just signed with HBO. Thank you. Yeah, they'll be at my house next Tuesday between 9 and 5 to install it. Hey, listen, before I go any farther, we got a few celebrities in the house. I'd like to just take a second. Hopefully they're still here. For the last year, if you've been in Vegas, that you know Louis Anderson appears over at the Palace Station. Mr. Anthony Padilla is his opening act. Anthony, you want to stand up, take a bow? Anthony Padilla, folks. And I believe Anthony is now appearing. We're at the Rio. You're over the Rio. And in 2009, the best new act in Branson, Missouri were the Keatings. And we have with us tonight Mr. Ken Keating. Will you please stand up, take a bow? And finally, last but not least, came to see me tonight, the King, Elvis. Will you please stand up, take a bow? Thank you, Elvis, for being here. Oh, and it's so great to be here. This is certainly Las Vegas. And I'll tell you what, last week I was over, let me get this microphone stand out of the way. Last week I was over in Pahrump, and I played a place called the Hemorrhoid Room. Yeah, there was a lot of assholes hanging out there. And I could definitely tell that this is Las Vegas, because when you guys are laughing, I can see your teeth. Yeah, Pahrump's a really nice place. I've been through there. It's a place that you want to just keep on going. It's, yeah, we all know. I was married twice. I had my first wife, and I had my permanent wife. First wife was Catholic. I'm Jewish. That makes our kids cashews. Yeah. And my permanent wife, she's terrific. She's blonde. She's wonderful. She's terrific. I love her to death. And she likes to prove that she's blonde all the time. She actually, she told me a blonde joke the other day. Would you like to hear it? Okay. Blonde walks into a library. She walks right up to the librarian and she says, "I like a cheeseburger, French fries, and a chocolate milkshake." And the librarian said, "Please, ma'am, you're in a library." And she says, "Oh, I have a cheeseburger, French fries, and a chocolate milkshake." And then I had to explain it to her. I'm in the sedan and limousine business down in Phoenix, Arizona. We get a lot of our material from some of the things that happens with customers in the car, some things that are a little strange. And what happened the other day, I was driving to the airport, and I know you're not supposed to text and drive. I know that. I understand that you're not supposed to text and drive. But my beautiful blonde wife texts me, "Will I please stop on the way home and pick up some milk and bread?" And just as I'm texting back, "Hell no," I bumped into the car in front of me. And this dwarf gets out of the car, goes to the bumper that I just hit, looks at the damage, turns to me and says, "I'm not happy." So I yelled back, "Then which one are you?" A friend of mine was in Scottsdale at a place, Mastro's Steakhouse. I don't know if you're familiar. I think they have one here also, right? Mastro's Steakhouse. It's like a Morton Steakhouse. Yeah. And he was staying at one of the nicer Marriott hotels, and we got a phone call from the Marriott and said, "Can you go please pick up Dr. Ian Smith? He apparently has well lubricated himself, and he is not in the condition to drive back to the hotel." We get calls like that sometimes. It's no big deal. So I drive over to the steakhouse, and I say hello to the guys in the parking lot, walk inside. The bartender says, "Oh, Dr. Smith, yeah, you're here for, oh, great. We'll bring him out in a couple of minutes." And sure enough, they bring him out in a couple of minutes. They pour him into my car. I said, "Dr. Smith, are you ready to go back to the Marriott?" And he says, "No, I'm single. I'm here by myself. No, I want to go someplace where there's action. Action. Driver, someplace where there's action." do you know a good place you could take me? I said, absolutely. So I drove him to the airport and I put him in a TSA line. You can't smoke at the end, but if you want, you go through the line twice. I drive a motorcycle, like the other fella. Drive a Honda Goldwing. Yeah, Honda Goldwing, right? Do you know how to tell the difference between a Goldwing rider and a Harley rider? I'll tell you. A Harley rider goes from bar to bar to bar, and a Goldwinger goes from Dairy Queen to Dairy Queen to Dairy Queen. That's how you tell the difference. And by the way, when I first joined the Goldwings, I weighed 165 pounds. I had a six-pack right here. And about a year ago, I noticed that my six-pack had turned into a beer barrel. So I went ahead and I lost 65 pounds. My chest went from a 56 to a 46. My waist went from a 46 to a 36. Everything on my body was getting smaller, except for one thing. My nose, I don't know what you guys were thinking of, but my nose keeps getting bigger and all that. Well, being the fact that I'm Jewish, I have a good Catholic friend. His name is John Marshall. And John, being the Catholic guy from Chicago, we were playing golf one day, and he said, I've never had Jewish friends before. What is it like to be Jewish? I mean, what is it? What goes on with that? So I was explaining Judaism the best I can. And I got to the part where there's no hell in the Jewish religion. And he said, no hell in the Jewish religion? I do one thing wrong, and I got to do 20 Hail Marys. This is crazy. What? No hell in the Jewish religion. And he said, oh my goodness. And we're playing golf, and he said, he keeps score all the time. He said, all right, that was a par 5, Jeffrey. How much should I put you down for? I said, give me a 6 on that hole. And he goes, 6. 6? You're going to Jewish hell. They're going to invent a Jewish hell just for you. And that night, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I thought to myself, what if there was a Jewish hell? What would it be like? So I wrote up a list. Just so happens I have a few of them with me tonight. Are you ready? Here we go. In no particular order. You know you're in Jewish hell when Mexicans have Jewish gardeners. You know you're in Jewish hell when you don't have an uncle who can get it for you wholesale. You know you're in Jewish hell when your lawyer's a Baptist. You know you're in Jewish hell when you want to go to the movies and the only movies playing are Mel Gibson flicks. You know you're in Jewish hell when you become a NASCAR fan. You know you're in Jewish hell when you hear a very horrible story and you can't top it. You know you're in Jewish hell when you don't need to be circumcised anymore, but you do grow a very terrible, painful fungus under your foreskin. You know you're in Jewish hell when you've just been voted the Grand Wizard of the KKK. That would do it. You know you're in Jewish hell when Jewish women find out that orgasms are fake and jewelry is real. Or the other way around. And finally, you know you're in Jewish hell when you find out that Jesus Christ really is the Messiah.